The brainwashing of Americans.
Obey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, November the 23rd. Thanksgiving week. Here's winding down rapidly. Markets had an amazingly wild week with a huge rally on Friday, but overall, it appears that the tops are in as we can continue to make lows. But at the end of the day, we do talk about the brainwashing of America from our ridiculous, crappy media, from our social media, Twitter, Facebook, or Meta, whatever the fuck they call it now, Instagram, all of them. Okay, it's all in the idea of brainwashing the youth and the young. That allowed us to bring in a communist mayor in New York. It allowed us to bring in an idiot in Chicago. And of course, the continuation of it telling everybody that how good the economy is when overall the economy sucks. We're in a recession. At least if you're on the bottom end of the K, you are certainly in a recession. The lack of jobs, everything that you could possibly imagine. And of course, or most of us, continue to ignore these problems. And again, they don't directly affect you. They certainly don't mean anything. They don't affect me personally, but they will affect your families. They will affect your children. And if you don't think about it and do something about it now, it could get a hell of a lot worse. You've got AI. I mean, listen, I'm sure it's a wonderful tool. Okay, but is it the catalyst for the collapse? Okay, again, look at the jobs that artificial intelligence is replacing. Look at if you go back, I don't know, let's say 30 years, when we started to use calculators. Okay. Now you can't even go to a grocery store or any store and have a person who's making change. They didn't even know how to count the change without using the amount tender button. Again, to me, it's sad that the lack of brain power that we're doing. Now, again, you're seeing a lot of CapEx spending, which means capital expenditures to these projects. So it makes the appearance that the economy and business is in good shape. But overall, as I repeat, when did you see before Christmas that UPS, Amazon, we're going to lay off 80,000 workers? Paramount's laying off. They're all laying off because, of course, human beings are being replaced by artificial intelligence. We have found out, well, we didn't find out, we read that the largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer through the Somalian government. Okay. Now, again, obviously, if you're not aware, uh, President Obama cleared the way to bring in all the Somalians into Minnesota many, many years ago, some legal, some illegally. And of course, that's where one of your squad members is who married her brother. But a lot of that tax money gets funneled into Al-Shabaab. Interesting. I think again we continue to ignore the problems that are in front of your face. You know what happens when you continue to hide your head in the sand and ignore? They become bigger problems. Uh, Trump accuses 6 members of Congress of sedition, demands an arrest and trial. Well, I mean, it is fact. It is happening. Okay. You are seeing somewhat of a rebellion against ICE. And again, remember the laws that ICE uses that they go by were instituted by President Obama. And you have collusion with some of these people against ICE, which is an agency, a government agency. Excuse me. I think we should think about that in real serious terms, because we are leading, and I've talked about this for years, is we are leading up to another revolution. Now, again, if you think I'm nuts, well, maybe I am, but you're already seeing it. Okay, you're seeing mutiny. Okay, in a lot of places, unemployment rate and the deteriorating labor market. So they came out with some shit job number on Thursday. Okay, showing an increase in jobs from September because we didn't have the October yet, but unemployment rate continues to rise. So again, once again, another issue to think about, but nobody cares. Okay. Gen Z wants cushy jobs. The economy wants grown-ups. We've done a hell of a job spoiling our children. Now I'm very fortunate. I mean, I did spoil my children. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm above it. But I disciplined them, and they also work very, very hard. They work as hard as I do, and they both had the same job they've had since they've got out of college. But for the most part, we have too many people that want it too easy and want too many things handed to them. And I don't think that's the right way. I don't think that's how you build and grow a country. I don't think that's how you create stability within a country. And this is the problem we have from our universities, from what they're taught, from their liberal views. And again, I'm not against liberal. I'm against those who believe that Marxism or communism or socialism actually work. Okay. Um, the Department of Justice sues to end in-state college tuition for illegal immigrants. Who the fuck? Why are we giving in college breaks to illegal immigrants? They're not supposed to be here. Why are we giving them breaks? They already steal a lot of our welfare benefits and a lot of our other stuff. Why are we making an arrangement for them for college? Our own people, our own Americans that are born and bred here can't pay for college, let alone helping illegal immigrants. You want to help people, help the citizens of the Americans. I mean, the United States of America. Okay. America is in risk. Now, this is this debt is becoming a problem. Okay. You have private equity debt. You have dramatic amounts of debt out right now. Okay. Yeah, not to mention the national debt. Okay. And now, besides the private equity debt, which doesn't affect small people, it affects big people, but again, they're in pretty good shape, so it's not going to have dramatic, but it will have a dramatic effect on the market. But margin debt is at record highs. Okay. I mean, should you be concerned about that? You're goddamn right. You better be concerned about it, but we won't. This will be the same as always. It'll just get swept under the carpet until it's too late. And then you'll say, well, why didn't we do something about it? Well, you get a chance now. This 50-year mortgage is a joke. Okay. Now, Americans are in deep debt and they have no hope. They have no hope out. And you have the facilitators, some of the banks. But did you know that over 50% of refi applications, that means you have the equity in your home, have been declined by the banks? Okay. Now you have debt and credit card companies that are now offering you a new credit card with no payments. If you transfer your balances or whatever you buy, you have no payments until 2027. But if you read the fine print, what you'll learn to find out is that you'll have that usury rate. And if you do not pay that bill in full by 2027, that 30% interest will go back to day one. And of course, you'll be in debt forever. These rollover credit cards, this whole scam of the credit card industry and the fact that you cannot go bankrupt against a credit card, the whole scam of the credit card lobby, the entire pitch to Americans, and listen, they're not pitching to me. They're pitching to those who can't afford it in the first place. Okay. Listen, I have no problem if you need to borrow some money from your credit card to get through a short period, but make sure you can pay that debt back soon, because once you get into that usury debt, that usury cycle of debt, you can never get out. Okay. But of course, the facilitators, and this is not new. Remember, the first of these things was the 90 days same as cash. And then we extended it out. It's a scam. It's like 0% financing on cars. It's really not 0%. We get sucked into these because, again, we go back to the Americans are a by the month society. We have to do something about it, but people just keep falling into the same trap. And of course, the markets will fall into the same trap as they always do. U.S. sentiment is dim. Consumers facing higher prices and weaker incomes. Now, again, that's another thing. Okay. With the Federal Reserve and their prospective cut, I don't think they're going to cut in December, but at the end of the day, they had no business cutting before. 10-year notes have nothing done but gone up since. Okay. Remember, the rate cuts don't benefit you, they benefit the banks. The banks are being paid not to lend you money. So at the end of the day, we got a mess. Okay. You may think on the surface it looks good. Housing's in trouble. We're in a bubble. This is going to pop. There's going to be problems. You're going to see a market meltdown. Now, again, I'm not telling you to run out and panic. I'm telling you to pay attention. That's all I'm asking. Just take a look. And for those, you can make sure you spend and accordingly, and do not get yourself into deep, deep debt because any investment you may make, if you have credit card debt, the investment you're going to make can never overcome the amount of debt you have on your credit card or the interest you're paying. So make sure you pay those down first. And this is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. It is Sunday, November the 22nd, and we're going to step out here for break. We'll be back right after the break with our market commentary. What's up, kids? How's everybody doing? Hope you're going to have a great Thanksgiving week. And of course, obviously, we have sponsors for the show, and to remind you, who they are and why we have them. They are mostly brokerage partners, but again, in this business, brokers are very important, and we think we have the best. And one being TRADIER Brokerage. Now, I have others, but TRADIER Brokerage is my main go-to, and it's the reason is because it's $10 a month. Okay, think about that: $10 a month flat. Okay, saves me over $100,000 a year in commission. And I mean, all of our automation works through TRADIER. Okay. So I think that it's worth checking out. And of course, their information's on our webpage here. And of course, it's Capital Trading Group, which is for all of your futures and commodities needs. We do a lot of partnerships with them, and I think it's a great tool, great customer service. Capital Trading Group, or CTG for short. And of course, our partnership and our new sponsor also is the Joy of Mom, which is it's a app and a website for moms to go to get advice, to talk to other moms, to go and we do a lot of charity work. We do a lot of things, and I urge you please to download the app, whether you're a mom or not, and check it out. Give us your opinion. It's free right now. We'd love to see what you think. And of course, our high school program, which is dedicated to trying to get into high schools to help educate our children. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, and our market report. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, November the 22nd. This is Todd Bubba Horwitz, and of course, markets had a wild week, which ultimately went lower. And of course, we have now made, on a daily basis, we've now made 7 consecutive daily lows. We've had rally attempts, and of course, Friday's rally attempt was a monster, and the markets did close higher, but at the end of the day, down for the week once again. And this is perfect classic territory of markets that are probably going into a bear market, and markets that will have some rips in that period. But again, overall, I mean, I wouldn't be a seller right now. We are long, just clearly, but I wouldn't be a new seller here. You are very oversold. So there is a bounce too, which is why Friday's bounce was really no surprise. End of the day, I think the markets are in trouble. And again, it may not be now because this is a seasonal time of year that is seasonally bullish. The only time I can remember that wasn't bullish was 2018. So we'll see. But overall, right now, markets are under pressure. They are oversold, so I wouldn't be surprised at a bounce. It is Thanksgiving week, so we'll see how it trades out. In the meantime, as I said, we are long the major indices. In the dollar is still trying to rally. We don't trade it, but if we did, we'd be short. Euro currency has been getting hammered. We have no position. We're flat. Bonds and notes, I've said, have continued to fall a little bit. Now the 10 years have rallied a little bit, but the 10-year note interest rate is higher than it was than when the Fed cut rates. Okay. So at the end of the day, we can see we have no position in the bonds or the notes. Bitcoin got clobbered. It's now in what's considered a bear market. I mean, it has gone literally straight down since 105,000 to 85,000, but really, it's really gone down from its high, which is 126, down to 80. something, which is about over 30%. Now, I would expect some bounces here, but this is a bear market, and we'll see how it trades out of this bear market. But this is the kind of action I expect in the equity markets. We are long Bitcoin. Gold, very flat week, sideways all week. We're flat. Silver, same thing. A little bit biased to the downside, but we're still flat. Platinum, same thing. Again, very choppy. Copper continues to stay in a range. We have no position. The grain markets have pulled back a little bit. We're short wheat and we're short corn. Excuse me, we're short soybeans and flat corn, but they all look pretty good. You're really consolidating. Again, you know, or you should know that markets aren't going to go straight up or straight down. There's normally going to be some buyers in there or some sellers in there. And I think that's what you're seeing. I think you're seeing probably a buying opportunity. I think probably one more dip will cover our shorts. Cattle, as I said, I felt where the tops were in and they continue to get spanked. They look kind of like Bitcoin right now. Hogs are at a level to potentially buy. Uh, and natural gas, which we are short, is just a consolidation up near the upper end of its range. And crude oil, which looks ugly, is down at the bottom range. We are long. Again, oversold, so we'd be looking to be a buyer. The bottom line is it's going to be slow this week, but we have seen a little pickup in business, which is encouraging. Okay. I think that, the volumes are a little bit better at the end of the week. It's hard to tell what this week's going to bring because of the holiday. But I urge you to be careful. I do have a bias and a lean to the downside, but that doesn't mean I'm selling them here. I'm looking for a rally to sell into. I'd like to see a vicious, a little bit of a continuation of what we saw on Friday. But overall, I think the markets are probably in a little bit of trouble here. Earnings weren't so good, uh, even though they beat a little bit, but they weren't so good. And of course, the markets aren't reacting so good. And if you look at a lot of the smaller AI stocks, under the less capitalized ones, they're getting absolutely ripped. I mean, they're down 30, 40, 50%. And that's always where it starts. The problems have to start somewhere, and that's where it's starting. So just pay attention to that. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, November 22nd. We're going to step out for actually, it's November 23rd. I should say November 23rd, not 22nd. But anyways, we'll step out here for our final break and come back with our commentary and, of course, our football picks. Okay, kids, well, quick grunt reminder. Sponsors, Tradier Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, The Joy of Mom. Great website. Please check it out. Please download the app. It's on the it'll be at the end of the video here. You'll have their website and the information and our high school program. Okay. Again, we want to educate America. We want to educate our kids. Okay. And we have a brand new newsletter coming out, which will have a daily video and a daily write-up. So make sure you be aware and ready for that. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, on this Sunday, November the 23rd, and my commentary. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. And of course, every week I give you a little commentary. And this week my commentary is about Thanksgiving. Okay. I know that I bitch and I moan, but I'm only doing that because I care about the people that watch this program. I don't do it for any fanfare. I don't do it for anything. I do it because I'm thankful that you people watch me, you listen, you have questions, you have some input, and it is my goal. I've been very fortunate in life, and I'm very thankful for the people who watch. I'm very thankful for my family. I'm very thankful for my members. It's important to me that I can help make a difference in the lives of people who don't understand a lot of things, who don't get to see it. And it is my goal to help people improve, if they want to, their lives financially. And I want to do it through education. And I do a lot of free education and happy to do so. And I am very thankful for all of you. And I hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And remember, when we talk here in the show, opinion or not, I give you a lot of information that will help you protect yourself. And I am very thankful. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I appreciate you. And I'm glad that you are a part of the Bubba team. And in the meantime, unfortunately, if you've been flying the Bubba team for football, it hasn't been so good. But we have had 3 or 4 winners in a row now. And coming to this week, interesting enough, we like the Chicago Bears. Okay. And we like, believe it or not, we like the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you at Baker Hobbies tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. But if you're only a weekly fan, happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you all, and I am thankful. Thank you. Goodbye.
Joy of Mom is a platform to connect mothers everywhere with trusted information, practical tools, and a vibrant, family-focused community.
Gold IQ Group, the smartest minds in metals, for all of your precious metals needs.
Capital Trading Group, the introducing broker for serious futures traders.
TRADIER, options trading starting at $10 per month, flat fee.